From a business point of view, what do you think are the biggest misconceptions business owners and specifically recruiting business owners or recruiters have about video and audio video in general?
That's a good question. I think the first thing that often comes to mind is it's too complicated.
Yeah.
Right? It's really hard to do.
That's definitely the number one objection is
Right.
It seems too complicated.
Yeah. It's overwhelm, and the audience you're talking about, recruitment business owners, often they have started as solopreneurs, and they know all that comes with building a business. And then adding on this piece of video, it just feels like such a big mammoth ask as well. So there's the technical, there's the complication, the understanding, and then cost. I think that's definitely a consideration. And it's not that people can't afford it, it's what's the ROI. They don't understand what is the return on investment of me sitting down and recording videos or even recording a podcast. And I think those two are probably the biggest kind of obstacles that people have when it comes to creating video.
I would say there's a third one, which is, I don't know if you would best describe it as imposter syndrome or just feeling uncomfortable on camera, because most of us, that's not something we're used to or not exposed to. And, you take very confident people. I mean, you have to be confident to do recruiting, right? Who are used to talking, they're articulate, they're able to express themselves. But then, looking into a camera, all of a sudden your mind goes blank, right? So, and maybe it's actually a separate issue, is the imposter syndrome. It's like, what do I have to say that other people would be interested in, or what could I share that would be of value? Which of course we know is not the case, but I think we all have that to some extent.
100%.
And I think that's actually the bigger hurdle to get over, rather than the technology, the complication, the overwhelm. The cost is the fear of putting yourself out there and exposing yourself potentially, and in our mind, in our inner critical voice, exposing yourself to, embarrassment, ridicule, or just, putting out something that is not, respected or liked. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, very valid point. I think that's, for me, in my experience, that imposter syndrome comes a little bit later, right? So if someone's kind of, I want to do a podcast, they're kind of interested in it, or they want to make YouTube videos, whatever that content creation is. So they have this interest to do it. Then they start pulling on the thread, right? And then they kind of go down this rabbit hole. And then the closer it gets to actually doing it, then suddenly it's like, oh, but actually, like you said, are people actually going to want to listen to me? And I definitely went through that 100%.